Have you ever felt like you don't quite fit in? Like there's something different about you that sets you apart from everyone else? Maybe you've had strange experiences that you can't explain, or you just have this nagging feeling that you're meant for something more. If so, you might be one of the chosen ones. But here's the thing. Being chosen isn't always what it's cracked up to be. In fact, it could mean you're a target for hidden forces that want to use your special gifts for their own purposes. This might sound scary or far-fetched, but stick with me. What we're about to dive into could change the way you see yourself and the world around you. It's not about paranoia or fear. It's about understanding your true potential and learning to protect it. So, if you've ever wondered why you feel different or why life seems to throw you more curveballs than most, you're in the right place. Let's uncover the truth about the chosen ones and the hidden forces that might be trying to manipulate them. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly are the chosen ones? Well, in spiritual terms, the chosen ones are people who are believed to have a special purpose or mission in life. They're thought to have unique gifts or abilities that set them apart from others. These could be things like strong intuition, the ability to sense things others can't, or even what some might call psychic abilities. But being chosen doesn't mean you're better than anyone else. It's not about being superior or special in a way that puts you above others. Instead, think of it as having a different role to play in the grand scheme of things. It's like being picked for a specific job because you have the right skills for it. The thing is, being a chosen one isn't always easy. In fact, it can be pretty confusing and sometimes even scary. Imagine having a job but not being told what it is or how to do it. That's often what it feels like for chosen ones. They know they're different, they feel it deep down, but they don't always know why or what they're supposed to do about it. And here's where it gets tricky, because chosen ones have these special gifts, they can sometimes be targets for manipulation. There are forces out there, hidden from most people's view, that want to use these gifts for their own purposes. These could be spiritual forces, powerful people, or even energy vampires who feed off the unique energy of the chosen ones. But don't worry, knowledge is power. By understanding what it means to be a chosen one and learning to recognize the signs of manipulation, you can protect yourself and use your gifts in the way they were meant to be used. It's all about awareness and taking control of your own path. So, how do you know if you might be a chosen one? Well, there are a few signs that many chosen ones share. Remember, you don't need to have all of these signs to be a chosen one, and having some of these traits doesn't automatically make you one. But if you find yourself nodding along to several of these, it might be worth exploring further. First up is that feeling of being different that we talked about earlier. Many chosen ones report feeling like they don't quite fit in with the world around them. It's not just about being unique or having different interests than your friends. It's a deep-seated feeling that you're somehow meant for something else, something more. You might find yourself looking at the life paths that seem to make others happy, the 9 to 5 job, the house in the suburbs, the 2.5 kids, and feeling like that just isn't for you. Not because there's anything wrong with those things, but because you have this nagging feeling that you're meant to do something else, something bigger. This feeling of being different can start from a very young age. Maybe you were the kid who always asked the big questions, who wasn't satisfied with simple answers. Or perhaps you were the one who could sense things about people or situations that others couldn't. This feeling of being different isn't always easy to deal with. It can make you feel lonely or misunderstood at times. But remember, it's not a flaw. It's a sign that you might have a unique purpose. Another common sign of being a chosen one is having intense empathy. This goes beyond just being a good listener or caring about others. Chosen ones often find that they can actually feel what others are feeling, almost as if they're experiencing it themselves. You might walk into a room and immediately sense the mood, even if nothing has been said. Or you might find yourself feeling suddenly sad or anxious for no apparent reason, only to find out later that a loved one was going through a tough time at that exact moment. This level of empathy can be both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, it allows you to connect deeply with others and offer genuine understanding and support. On the other hand, it can be overwhelming. You might find yourself taking on other people's emotions and struggles as if they were your own, which can be exhausting. If you're nodding your head right now, thinking, yes, that's exactly how I feel, then you might be experiencing the kind of intense empathy that's common among chosen ones. It's a powerful gift, but one that needs to be managed carefully to avoid emotional burnout. Many chosen ones report having incredibly vivid dreams. These aren't your average, run-of-the-mill dreams about showing up to school in your underwear. We're talking about dreams that feel real, dreams that stick with you long after you've woken up. These dreams might be prophetic, giving you glimpses of future events, or they might be symbolic, providing guidance or insights into your life or the lives of others. Some chosen ones even report having dreams where they receive direct messages or instructions from spiritual guides or higher powers. But it's not just about dreams. Chosen ones often have strong intuitions or gut feelings about things. You might find yourself knowing things without knowing how you know them. Maybe you've had a sudden urge to call a friend, only to find out they really needed to talk to someone at that moment. Or perhaps you've had a bad feeling about a situation that turned out to be accurate. These intuitions can come in many forms. Some people describe it as a voice in their head, while others experience it more as a feeling in their body. However it manifests for you. If you find yourself regularly having intuitions that turn out to be correct, it could be a sign that you're one of the chosen ones. Many chosen ones report having experiences that they can't explain through normal means. These could be what some people call paranormal or supernatural experiences, but don't let those words scare you off. We're simply talking about things that happen that don't fit into our usual understanding of how the world works. For example, you might have seen things that others don't see. This could be anything from glimpses of spirit beings to seeing auras around people. Or maybe you've had experiences of knowing things you couldn't possibly know through normal means, like knowing details about a stranger's life when you first meet them. Some chosen ones report experiencing synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that seem too perfect to be random chance. You might find that the right people or opportunities show up in your life at exactly the right moment, almost as if the universe is conspiring to help you on your path. These unexplained experiences can be confusing or even frightening at first. Our society doesn't always have a framework for understanding these kinds of things, which can make you feel isolated or like there's something wrong with you. But for chosen ones, these experiences are often a normal part of life. They're signs of your connection to something greater than yourself. Last but definitely not least, many chosen ones report having a strong sense of purpose, even if they're not always sure what that purpose is. This isn't just about having goals or ambitions. It's a deep-seated feeling that you're here to do something important, something that will make a difference in the world. This sense of purpose can be both exciting and frustrating. Exciting because you know you have the potential to do great things. Frustrating because you might not always know what those great things are supposed to be. You might feel like you're searching for something, waiting for your true calling to reveal itself. This sense of purpose often comes with a feeling of responsibility. You might feel drawn to help others or to work towards making the world a better place. This doesn't necessarily mean you're destined to be a world leader or a famous philanthropist. Your purpose might be something quieter, like being a healing presence in your community or using your creativity to inspire others. The key thing to remember is that this sense of purpose is a guide, not a burden. It's okay if you don't have it all figured out yet. Part of the journey of being a chosen one is discovering your purpose and learning how to fulfill it. Now, if you're recognizing yourself in these signs, you might be feeling a mix of emotions: excitement, confusion, maybe even a bit of fear. That's completely normal. Realizing you might be a chosen one is a big deal. It can change the way you see yourself and the world around you. But here's the important thing to remember. Being a chosen one doesn't mean your life is predetermined or that you don't have choices. It's not about fate controlling your every move. Instead, think of it as having a unique set of gifts and a general direction for your life. How you use those gifts and which path you take to fulfill your purpose is still up to you. And remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Being a chosen one means you have the potential to make a real difference in the world. But it also means you might face challenges that others don't. You might be more sensitive to the energies around you, more affected by the pain and suffering in the world. And, as we'll discuss next, you might be a target for hidden forces that want to use your gifts for their own purposes. That's why it's so important to understand what it means to be a chosen one. Knowledge is power. By recognizing your gifts and understanding the potential challenges, you can learn to protect yourself and use your abilities in a way that aligns with your true purpose. So, if you're resonating with these signs, take a deep breath. You're at the beginning of an incredible journey. It might not always be easy, but it will definitely be worthwhile. And remember, you're not alone. There are others out there like you, other chosen ones who are also navigating this path. As we continue, we'll explore more about what it means to be a chosen one, including the hidden forces that might try to manipulate you and how you can protect yourself. Stay tuned, because this is where things start to get really interesting. Now that we've talked about what it means to be a chosen one and some of the signs you might experience, let's dive into something a bit more mysterious, the hidden forces that might be interested in you. This might sound like something out of a movie, but stick with me. There's more going on in the world than what we can see with our eyes. When we talk about hidden forces, we're not necessarily talking about men in black suits or secret government agencies, though who knows, right? Instead, we're talking about energies, entities, or even powerful individuals who operate behind the scenes of our everyday world. These forces could be spiritual in nature, like entities from other dimensions or realms, or they could be more earthly, like groups or individuals who have knowledge of the spiritual world and want to use it for their own gain. Why would these forces be interested in chosen ones? Well, it's simple power. Chosen ones have unique gifts and abilities that make them stand out. They have a special energy about them, a potential to influence the world in significant ways. And where there's power, there are always those who want to control or use it. Think of it like this. If you had a special key that could unlock amazing treasures, wouldn't there be people trying to get that key from you? That's kind of what it's like for chosen ones. Their gifts are like that special key, and there are forces out there that want to use those gifts for their own purposes. These hidden forces might be drawn to the unique energy that chosen ones emit. Some believe that chosen ones have a higher vibrational frequency, making them shine like beacons in the spiritual realm. This can attract both positive and negative attention. It's important to understand that not all hidden forces are necessarily bad or evil. Some might genuinely believe they're doing the right thing, or that they're helping the chosen ones fulfill their destiny. But even well-intentioned manipulation is still manipulation. That's why it's crucial for chosen ones to be aware of these forces and learn how to discern which influences are aligned with their true purpose. Now, let's talk about how these hidden forces might try to manipulate chosen ones. Manipulation can be subtle, and it often disguises itself as something positive or helpful. That's what makes it so tricky to spot. But don't worry. Once you know what to look for, you'll be much better equipped to recognize and resist manipulation. One common way that manipulation happens is through flattery and promises of power. Hidden forces might approach a chosen one, either directly or through dreams and visions, and tell them how special and important they are. They might promise to help the chosen one develop their gifts or fulfill their destiny. This can be very appealing, especially if the chosen one has been feeling lost or unsure about their path. For example, imagine you're a chosen one who's been struggling to understand your abilities. Suddenly, someone comes along who seems to have all the answers. They tell you that you're incredibly powerful and that they can help you become even more powerful. They might even show you how to do things with your gifts that you never thought possible. It would be tempting to trust them, right? But this is often how manipulation starts, by playing on our desires and insecurities. Another way manipulation can happen is through fear and intimidation. Hidden forces might try to convince a chosen one that they're in danger if they don't comply with certain demands. They might claim that only they can protect the chosen one from other, more malevolent forces. This type of manipulation uses fear to create dependence. Let's say you start having scary experiences, seeing dark shadows, or feeling negative presences around you. Then someone comes along and says they can make it all go away, but only if you do exactly what they say. That's manipulation through fear, and it can be very effective if you're feeling scared and vulnerable. Manipulation can also happen in more subtle ways, through gradual influence over time. Hidden forces might try to slowly change a chosen one's beliefs or values, guiding them down a path that serves the manipulator's interests rather than the chosen one's true purpose. This can be especially tricky to spot because it happens so gradually that you might not even realize your thoughts and beliefs are changing. For instance, you might find yourself drawn to a particular group or teaching that seems to resonate with your gifts. Over time, you start to adopt more and more of their beliefs, even ones that don't quite feel right to you. Before you know it, you're doing things and believing things that the old you would never have agreed with. That's how subtle manipulation can work. It's also worth noting that manipulation doesn't always come from external forces. Sometimes our own fears, doubts, and ego can manipulate us into misusing our gifts or straying from our path. This internal manipulation can be just as powerful and deceptive as any external force. The key thing to remember is that true guidance and support will always respect your free will and encourage you to think for yourself. Anything that demands blind obedience or tries to control your actions is likely a form of manipulation, no matter how good it might seem on the surface. Now that we understand how manipulation can happen, let's explore why chosen ones are such attractive targets for these hidden forces. It all comes down to the unique gifts and potential that chosen ones possess. Chosen ones have a special energy about them. Some describe it as a higher vibrational frequency or a brighter aura. Whatever you want to call it, this energy makes chosen ones stand out in the spiritual realm. It's like they're beacons of light in a dim world. And just like moths are drawn to a flame, hidden forces are drawn to this energy. But it's not just about the energy itself. It's about what that energy represents, potential. Chosen ones have the potential to make significant changes in the world. They have gifts that, when fully developed and properly used, could shift the balance of power in the spiritual and physical realms. Think of it like this. In a world full of pawns, chosen ones are like queens on a chessboard. They have more freedom of movement, more ability to influence the game. And if you're playing chess, wouldn't you want to control the queen? That's how these hidden forces see chosen ones. They recognize the potential power and influence that chosen ones have, and they want to harness that for their own purposes. Maybe they want to use the chosen one's abilities to gain more power for themselves. Or perhaps they want to prevent the chosen one from fulfilling their true purpose because it would interfere with their own plans. There's also a belief among some spiritual traditions that chosen ones have a special role to play in the grand scheme of things. They might be here to help raise the consciousness of humanity, to bring about important changes, or to fight against negative forces. If that's true, then of course those who oppose these changes would want to derail or misdirect the chosen ones. It's like in those stories where the hero is prophesied to defeat the big bad villain. What does the villain always try to do? Stop the hero, of course. They might try to turn the hero to their side, or prevent them from discovering their powers, or trick them into using their abilities for the wrong purposes. That's kind of what's happening with chosen ones and these hidden forces. But here's an important thing to remember. Being targeted doesn't mean you're doomed to be manipulated. In fact, the challenges and attempts at manipulation that chosen ones face can actually help them grow stronger and more aware. It's like a spiritual immune system. Each time you recognize and resist manipulation, you become better at spotting it in the future. Also, the fact that these hidden forces are interested in chosen ones is, in a way, a confirmation of the chosen one's importance. They wouldn't bother if chosen ones didn't have real power and potential. So while it can be scary to think about being targeted by hidden forces, it's also a reminder of how special and important chosen ones really are. Understanding why you might be targeted is a crucial step in protecting yourself. When you know why something is happening, it becomes easier to deal with. You can start to recognize patterns, to understand the motivations behind attempts at manipulation. And that understanding is a powerful tool in maintaining your autonomy and staying true to your path. Remember, being a chosen one doesn't mean you're helpless or that your fate is in someone else's hands. You have the power to choose how you use your gifts, who you trust, and what path you follow. The hidden forces that might try to manipulate you are just one of the challenges you'll face on your journey. But with awareness, understanding, and the right tools, you can navigate these challenges and emerge stronger on the other side. In the next sections, we'll talk about how you can protect yourself from manipulation and how to embrace your path as a chosen one. Because while it's important to be aware of the challenges, it's even more important to focus on the incredible potential you have to make a positive difference in the world. Your gifts are meant to be used for good, and no hidden force can change that unless you let them. So stay tuned, because we're about to dive into how you can take control of your journey as a chosen one. Now that we understand the hidden forces and why they might target chosen ones, let's talk about something really important: how to protect yourself. This isn't about living in fear or constantly looking over your shoulder. It's about empowering yourself so you can use your gifts freely and confidently. The first step in protecting yourself is awareness. You're already taking this step by learning about hidden forces and how manipulation can happen. Knowledge really is power. When you know what to look out for, you're much less likely to be caught off guard. One of the most powerful tools you have for protection is your own intuition. Remember, as a chosen one, you likely have strong intuitive abilities. Trust your gut feelings. If something doesn't feel right, even if you can't explain why, pay attention to that feeling. Your intuition is like an internal alarm system, and it's often picking up on things that your conscious mind hasn't processed yet. For example, if you meet someone who says all the right things but something just feels off about them, don't ignore that feeling. Take a step back and give yourself time to think things through. Don't let anyone pressure you into making decisions or doing things you're not comfortable with. Another important aspect of protection is maintaining strong boundaries. This applies both in your everyday life and in spiritual practices. Be clear about what you're comfortable with and what you're not. It's okay to say no, even to things that seem positive on the surface. Remember, true spiritual guides and positive forces will respect your boundaries. Grounding is another crucial practice for chosen ones. With all the energy you're dealing with, it's easy to get unbalanced or overwhelmed. Grounding helps you stay connected to the physical world and your own body. This can be as simple as walking barefoot on the grass, hugging a tree, or visualizing roots growing from your feet into the earth. Shielding is a technique many chosen ones find helpful. This involves visualizing a protective energy field around you. You might imagine a bubble of white light surrounding you, or a mirror-like shield that reflects away negative energies. The specific visualization doesn't matter as much as the intention behind it. It's also important to be mindful of the energy you surround yourself with. This includes both people and environments. Spend time with people who uplift and support you. Create spaces in your home that feel safe and positive. If you find yourself in a situation or place that feels negative or draining, it's okay to remove yourself. Remember, protecting yourself isn't just about defending against negative influences. It's also about nurturing and strengthening your own energy. Practice self-care, both physical and spiritual. This might include meditation, exercise, spending time in nature, or engaging in creative activities. Anything that makes you feel refreshed and recharged is good for your overall protection. Lastly, don't be afraid to seek help when you need it. This could be from trusted friends, family members, or spiritual mentors. Sometimes, just talking through your experiences with someone can help you gain clarity and perspective. And if you're dealing with persistent negative experiences, there's no shame in seeking help from professionals who understand spiritual matters. We've talked about awareness as a tool for protection, but let's dive deeper into why awareness is so powerful for chosen ones. Awareness isn't just about knowing what's going on around you. It's about understanding yourself, your gifts, and your place in the world. When you're truly aware, you become like a lighthouse. You can see clearly through the fog of confusion and manipulation. You can navigate the choppy waters of life with more confidence and purpose. Awareness helps you recognize not just external attempts at manipulation, but also your own internal patterns and beliefs that might be holding you back. One of the most important aspects of awareness for chosen ones is self-awareness. This means really getting to know yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your fears, and your desires. When you understand yourself deeply, it becomes much harder for others to manipulate you. You'll recognize when someone is trying to play on your insecurities or appeal to your ego. Self-awareness also helps you understand your own power. Many chosen ones struggle with feeling overwhelmed by their gifts or unsure of how to use them. But when you're aware of your abilities and your potential, you can start to harness them intentionally. You're no longer at the mercy of your gifts, you're in control of them. Awareness also extends to the world around you. As a chosen one, you might be more sensitive to energies and undercurrents that others don't notice. Don't dismiss these perceptions. Pay attention to what you sense about people, places, and situations. Your awareness can guide you towards positive influences and away from negative ones. But here's a crucial point. Awareness isn't about judgment. It's about observation and understanding. When you become aware of something, whether it's a trait in yourself or a situation in the world, try to observe it without immediately labeling it as good or bad. This non-judgmental awareness allows you to see things more clearly and respond more effectively. Awareness is also a powerful tool for growth. As you become more aware, you'll start to notice patterns in your life. Maybe you'll see how certain thoughts lead to certain behaviors, or how specific situations trigger particular reactions in you. This awareness gives you the opportunity to make changes and grow. Remember, awareness is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Practice being present in each moment. Pay attention to your thoughts, your feelings, your surroundings. The more you cultivate awareness, the more natural and automatic it becomes. And here's something really amazing about awareness. It has a ripple effect. As you become more aware, you naturally inspire others to do the same. Your clarity and understanding can help light the way for others. In this way, your awareness becomes a gift not just to yourself, but to the world around you. Now that we've talked about protecting yourself and the power of awareness, let's focus on something really exciting: embracing your path as a chosen one. This is where things start to get really interesting and powerful. Embracing your path means accepting who you are, gifts and all. It means stepping into your power and purpose with confidence and joy. This isn't always easy. You might feel scared or unsure. You might worry about standing out or being different. But here's the truth. The world needs you to be exactly who you are. Remember, being a chosen one isn't about being better than anyone else. It's about having a unique role to play in the world. Your gifts, your experiences, your perspective, they're all part of what makes you uniquely qualified to fulfill your purpose. Embracing your path means recognizing and valuing these unique qualities in yourself. One important aspect of embracing your path is letting go of other people's expectations. Society often has a narrow idea of what success looks like or how we should live our lives. But as a chosen one, your path might look very different from the norm. That's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's necessary. The world doesn't need you to be like everyone else. It needs you to be authentically, unapologetically you. Embracing your path also means being willing to step out of your comfort zone. Your gifts might lead you to do things that feel scary or unfamiliar. Maybe you'll be called to speak up about important issues or to use your abilities in ways that feel vulnerable. Remember, growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Each time you push your boundaries, you become stronger and more aligned with your true self. It's also important to remember that embracing your path is a journey, not a destination. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. In fact, part of the journey is discovering new aspects of yourself and your purpose along the way. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate each step forward, no matter how small it might seem. Connecting with others can be a powerful part of embracing your path. While your journey is unique to you, you're not alone. There are other chosen ones out there, each on their own path. Connecting with like-minded individuals can provide support, inspiration, and a sense of community. Just remember to trust your intuition when forming these connections. As you embrace your path, pay attention to what brings you joy and feels aligned with your true self. These are often clues pointing you towards your purpose. Maybe you feel most alive when you're helping others, or when you're creating art, or when you're working to protect the environment. These passions are not random. They're part of what makes you a chosen one. Remember, embracing your path isn't just about big, world-changing actions. It's also about the small, everyday choices you make. How you treat others, how you take care of yourself, how you respond to challenges. All of these are part of living as a chosen one. Every time you choose love over fear, understanding over judgment, or courage over comfort, you're embracing your path. Lastly, Embracing your path means trusting in something bigger than yourself. Whether you call it the universe, God, spirit, or something else, recognize that you're part of a larger plan. Your gifts weren't given to you by accident. Trust that you have what you need to fulfill your purpose. Trust that you'll be guided and supported along the way. We've covered a lot of ground in this exploration of the chosen ones. We've talked about what it means to be chosen, the signs you might experience, and the hidden forces that could try to manipulate you. We've discussed how to protect yourself, the power of awareness, and the importance of embracing your unique path. But here's the most important thing to remember. Being a chosen one is both a gift and a responsibility. Your gifts have the potential to bring light to the world, to make positive changes, and to inspire others. But it's up to you to choose how you use these gifts. Don't let the challenges or the attempts at manipulation discourage you. Instead, see them as opportunities for growth and empowerment. Each time you recognize and resist manipulation, each time you trust your intuition, each time you step into your power, you're growing stronger and more aligned with your true purpose. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. There are others like you out there, each walking their own path. And there are positive forces in the universe supporting you, even when you can't see or feel them. Being a chosen one isn't about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about being willing to listen to your inner guidance, to stand in your truth, and to use your gifts for the greater good. It's about recognizing the light within yourself and helping to ignite that light in others. So embrace who you are. Trust your intuition. Use your gifts wisely and with love. Stay aware, stay grounded, and keep moving forward on your path. The world needs your unique light now more than ever. You are chosen, you are powerful, and you have the ability to make a real difference in this world. So go out there and shine your light brightly. The world is waiting for you.